morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. Be safe at home, obey your parents, and see the online teaching and be benefited. This week we are going to see the continuation of the geography lesson, Unit 2. It was entitled as Landforms of the Earth. The synopsis, we finished introduction, mountain, plateau, plains and summary. We have completed till mountain. And I hope you all did the assignment number 2 about the mountains. I gave you 30 important mountains. I told you to mark 10 to 15 mountains. I hope that you all have done. And now in short we will see what all we saw last week. We saw about exogenic mountains, and below mountains we saw fold mountains, below that young fold mountain, and then old fold mountains, and then we saw about the block mountains, rift valleys, and then volcanic mountains, and then some of the importance of the mountains. I hope you all understood till mountains. This week we are going to see about plateaus and plains. Now we'll see what is plateau. A plateau is a flat, elevated landform that rises sharply above the surrounding area on at least one side. Plateaus occur on every continent and lake up a third of the Earth's land. They are one of the 4 major landforms, along with mountains, plains, and hills. These plateaus are also called as tablelands. Some plateaus are very large and extend over thousands of kilometers, like the Deccan Plateau of India. Almost every continent has large areas under plateaus. Large parts of Asia, Africa, Australia, and North America are upper plateaus. Most of the plateaus are located in the semi-arid and arid region in the world. Semi-arid means it is dry, but it is slightly, it will be rain. Arid means fully it is a dry place. On the basis of their origin and location, plateaus can be broadly classified into the following types. What are the types? Let me see. Let us see the types: continental, plateau, intermontane, and lava. Okay, this is the places where some of the plateaus are marked in this map, children. See, we have Colombia, Colorado. Okay, children, you can see all so many plateaus are there: Tibet, Yunnan, Deccan, Mexican, and so many places you can see in this plateau map. Below this plateau we are going to see about the continent plateaus. What is a continental plateau? The continental plateaus are extensive plateaus which rise abruptly from the bordering lowlands or from the sea. This type of plateaus seldom have mountain rims. The plateau regions of South Africa, West Australia, Greenland, and Antarctica are example of continental plateaus. Next, we will see about the intermontane plateaus. You can see the clear picture of the intermontane plateaus. The intermontane plateaus are the largest and the highest plateau in the world. They are partly or completely enclosed by the mountains. Most of these plateaus were formed along with the mountain ranges which enclose them. The plateau of Tibet in Asia is the highest intermontane plateau in the world. Next we will see about the lava plateaus. This is the picture of the lava plateaus. The lava plateaus are formed due to the deposition of volcanic materials as a result of fissure flows. What is a fissure flows? Through which lava erupts. The total thickness and the area covered by the lava plateaus are extensive. The main examples are the Deccan Plateau and the Malwa Plateau in India and the Columbia Plateau in the USA. Okay children, that's all about the continental plateau, intermontane plateau and lava plateaus. Now we will see some of the importance of the plateaus. What was the importance of the plateau? The plateaus are useful in the following ways. What are the ways it is useful? The grasslands in the plateau region are used for cattle and sheep rearing. The plateaus are generally rich in mineral resources. Thus, mining is the chief occupation in such areas. Farming is carried out on a limited scale in the plateau region due to poor relief, low temperature and less rainfall. Understood this topic children about the plateaus. Now we will see what are plains. A plain is a flat sweeping landmass that generally does not change much in elevation. Plains occur as lowlands along valleys or on the doorsteps of mountains, as coastal plains and as plateaus or uplands. Plains are formed both by endogenic and exogenic forces. Most of the plains are formed due to deposition of sediments such as gravel, sand, clay and silt. You know what is the meaning for the silt? That is the fine sand. Under the sand, clay, we can see the signs, very fine sand, that is thin. Okay children, by rivers in their valleys. According to the location and origin, the plains are broadly classified into the following types. What are they? Structural plains, erosional plains and depositional plains. See children, here is the map of a plain. Plain, it is marked as green color, green central plain, then Great European Plain, West Siberian Plain, Po Valley. Below that Great European Plain, there is the Po Valley. Then this side Mesopotamia, then Indus Plain, Ganga, Brahmaputra Plains. See all these plains marked as in a green color. Let us see in detail about the structural plains. The structural plains are formed due to upliftment of the sea floor bordering the coast. The eastern coastal plain of India and the Great Plain in the USA are examples of structural plains. Next, erosional plains. We will see what is erosional plain. The erosional plains are formed when elevated lands are worn down to plains by the agents of weathering and erosion. Such plains are also called peneplains. What is peneplains? The meaning of peneplains is erosion over a long period. A long period of erosion is called the peneplains. The erosional plains are never smooth. They have undulating surface with isolated low hills. The West Siberian plain and the plains in the Aravalli region are examples of this erosional plains. Next we will see about the depositional plain. What is depositional plains? The depositional plains are formed when the sediments brought down by rivers, glaciers and wind are deposited in depressions. The Ganga Brahmaputra plains in India, the Hongki plain in China and the Po valley in Italy are examples of the depositional plains. The alluvial plains and Lewis plains are different types of depositional plains. The alluvial plains are formed due to deposition of sediment by rivers, while the Lewis plains are formed due to deposition of sediment by wind. That's all about the structural plains, erosional plains and depositional plains. Now we will see some of the importance of the plains. What are the importance of the plains? Plains have fertile soil and longer growing season. Thus, they are suitable for agriculture. The flat land surface facilities the construction of roads and railways. Therefore, transportation is well developed in the plains. Plains being flat land support agriculture, settlements and transportation. Hence, they are the thickly populated regions of the world. The flat, fertile land along with well developed transportation system favor the growth of big cities and towns in the plains. I think you all understood about the plain and plateaus, and only three main topics we have in this lesson, that is mountains, plateaus and plains. Very easy lesson if you carefully listen to this videos. We have seen the plain map and the plateau maps. Already I gave you one map for assignment, that is mountain map. Just I wanted to give you some of the hard words, children. Okay, so from first let us recap the full lesson. What is the landforms of the earth? First we saw about the mountains. The mountains, we have so many divisions, that is fold mountains. Below the fold mountains we have young fold mountains, then old fold mountains, and then we have block mountains, and then I taught you about rift valleys, and then volcanic mountains and some of the importance of the mountains. Then this week I taught you about the plateaus and plains. Below plateaus we saw continental plateaus, intermontane plateaus and lava plateaus. In detail we saw each topic, and then the importance of the plateaus. And after that we saw the map of this plateau also. Now we will see about the plains. We saw about plains. Under plains we saw structural plain, erosional plains, depositional plains, and some of the importance of the plains, and also the map I have shown you. I think you all understood, children. Now I wanted to give you the summary of this lesson. The landforms on the earth are formed by two forces, that is endogenic and exogenic. Endogenic or tectonic forces originate from within the earth. while exogenic or gradational forces originate on the Earth's surface. On the basis of elevation, relief, and slope, landforms are of three types: mountains, plateaus, and plains. Mountains are landmass which rise more than 900 meters above the mean sea level. On the basis of the origin, mountains are of three types: fold mountains, block mountains, and volcanic mountains. The fold mountains are formed due to folding of rock strata as a result of horizontal compressional forces. Fold mountains are of two types. They are young fold mountains and old fold mountains. The block mountains are formed due to faulting as a result of horizontal tensional forces. The long, narrow, and deep valleys formed due to faulting are called rift valleys. These valleys are bounded by block mountains on either side. The volcanic mountains are formed due to deposition of lava. Plateaus are highlands with steep slopes and a large summit area. On the basis of origin and location, plateaus are of three types: continental plateaus, intermontane plateaus, and lava plateaus. The continental plateaus rise abruptly from the bordering lowlands or from the sea. The intermontane plateaus are partly or completely enclosed by mountains. The lava plateaus are formed due to fissure flows. Plains or lowlands, on the basis of their location and origin, plains are of three types: structural, erosional, and depositional plains. The structural plains are formed due to upliftment of seafloor bordering the coast. The erosional plains are formed due to weathering and erosion of elevated lands. The depositional plains are formed due to deposition of sediments. The different types of depositional plains include alluvial plains and Lewis plains. These are the summary of this lesson. The landforms of the earth. Now let's see some of the hard words. Endogenic, exogenic, mountains, volcano, plateaus, continental, intermontane, structural, erosional, and depositional. These are the 10 hard words. Children, go through the teaching and I think you will understand clearly, and we will see you in the next class. Thank you, children.